Hello and welcome. What's up, Uncle Bill? Jonathan? Good morning. Wilkin. Yeah, this is only about a 3 or 4 second delay. It's not 15 minutes. Big old bottom wick, of course, coming on back up. Y'all know me. I don't like doing too much on Monday mornings. So the first 15 minutes, I'm going to be doing a lot of nothing. A lot of nothing. I posted a new podcast episode and a new YouTube video this weekend. Go check it out. I used AI to help me edit these. So hopefully I'll be able to start churning out a lot more videos because that was actually pretty nice. It cut down the editing time by a factor of about 5. Pretty great. Man, y'all are quiet this morning. Holy crap. NASDAQ is up to 24,680. We have yesterday's highs is all the way up to 24.8. We have a pivot here at 24,720. Those are the main upside moves. On the downside, we have 24,480, which is a pivot, and you have the overnight low of 24,278. So we have a very, very large way to go if we were to attack the downside of about 400 points. Not to say it's out of the ballpark here because that's what they've been doing, but that's a long way. That's a long way. Because we have FOMC on Wednesday, what I could see happening is the buyers taking complete control of the tape until Wednesday. And then post FOMC, either that day or the next morning, they just dump it all the way back over. That's what I could see happening. It makes me uneasy looking for more short positions into such an event. Short positions into such an event. So many. I literally have nothing open there. Back? New? No? Maybe? Am I back online? Y'all hear me? I just hit everything just froze up. I think we're good here. I think we're good here. Okay, yeah. Feels like the front run continues. Slow grind up. Yes, sir. That'd be perfect. Let's get this Monday buy up in. Heck yeah. Loud and clear. YouTube video and the podcast were great. Thanks, Magabaguli. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching and listening. I'm knee deep in coding stuff. Just planning to chill for a little bit this morning. Heck yeah, man. What you coding? Good schmorning. Do I have 6 fingers? Yeah. What platform do you use for editing? It's a platform called Descript. Not only that, is that you could pop in your YouTube videos and it'll carve out YouTube Shorts automatically, because I hate creating those stupid things anyway. Which is good for the audience. All right, 24,700 here, NASDAQ. We're just chilling back and forth. We just briefly breached overnight high and then rolled back over. The open last night was quite muted. We only had a little bit of a back and forth here on NASDAQ, and then of course they gathered, they accumulated, they bounced, and then rocket ship. After the rocket ship, we had a pretty flat pre-market from about 7 o'clock until 4 o'clock this morning, and then liftoff into the next leg up. So overall, with the exception of a few hours, the price action has been much more muted than in weeks past. And that's where it kind of gets me uneasy looking for major short positions, because the war, we're kind of getting to that time period where the market's going to start to not to care, and the VIX is going to get crushed, and then up we go. So that's going to be the scary part, is the fact that we weren't able to really get the sell-off going. But we'll see. We'll see. I have an algo trade for me. I'm just putting in some more fail-safes. Been doing well for me. 1MES the most. I traded any time. Been hitting 60% of the time, over 2%. Nice. Heck yeah. Nice juice box. Letting R2D2 doing all the trading. Let's play find the chicken. Nice. Kind of looks like my property a little bit. Very cool. All right, so the agenda for today is not that much. We have virtually nothing on the books today whatsoever. We have Dallas Fed PCE at the top of the hour. That's a one-star event. Tomorrow, we have very minor stuff, if anything at all. Everything kicks off on Wednesday. PPI, crude oil inventories, and FOMC. So, he is at your property. There you go. Gold's hitting overnight high. So, gold put on an extraordinary 3C bounce yesterday. That was the only real thing worth taking last night. If you go all the way back, right here, that was money in the bank right there. Just blast off into oblivion. Could have made a bank killing right there playing the 3Cs. Then, of course, the whole bunch of pivots throughout the entire session. And then up we go here on another move on gold. If you look on silver, same thing. Silver came all the way down and tested beyond all these supports, and then they put on a 3C bounce. Oil broke down after finally failing under this overnight low of 97. So it bounced first, put on a wee bounce here at 97, and then eventually broke lower. It's down almost 4%. And NASDAQ's up 1.3%. Here's a 4-hour chart for NASDAQ. More back and forth. Every single time we bounce is more time that we have to stay inside the range. I decided to dabble back in crypto since I parted ways in 22. I happen to choose PP because it's steadily going up for down for a year. I'm at 20% already. Nice, Nomad Trader. Love your new YouTube video. Thanks, Uncle Bill. Appreciate it. Solid video this weekend. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. We right now at the moment we have put selling, call selling, both sides of the tape. Oh man. It's an unfortunate 28 degrees out right now. Yesterday it was 77. Today it's 28. No bueno. No bueno. The weather right now here is like my wife when I ask her what she wants for dinner. They just don't know what it wants. All right, so NASDAQ's already putting on a bit of a top wick here. We have about a 100-point range. It's not as good as last week, but 100 points ain't bad. 50% is about 670. If you go look at the ES is got about a 15-point range. So obviously things are a little bit tighter. Meanwhile, the VIX is still hanging out at 25. Even though it's already down 10% today, it's still at 25. It's still a very elevated VIX. And yet price action remains stagnant. Very weird market here. So all in all here, don't get complacent. This is not a market to get complacent on because it has a lot of firepower. It's 52 here and dropping, but it's 62 when I woke up. No bueno, Magabagouli. No bueno. 14 degrees here. Almost 80 tomorrow. I saw it's supposed to be almost 90 degrees in Denver. That's absurd. I would put about a 60% chance that my computer gets a B-SOD today because it's acting very slow. Very weird. All right, here's the 50% test on NASDAQ. We have put buying, call selling at the moment. Rocking and rolling. I'm about 5 minutes away from taking a trade. There's nothing really here. We do have a 3C technically. We have the massive top wick right there at 935. If you watched a YouTube video, you'll know that not only do we have volume, but now we have nice little red top wicks coming over, and we have the lower close. So I didn't take anything yet, but we do have a decent little setup for a 3C. All I'm looking for is one single trade. I had a fantastic week last week, fantastic close to the week. I posted my payout on Twitter. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I could do nothing the rest of the month and still have a pretty profitable month. So I'm in no hurry. I'm going to be taking small position sizing, 1 or 2 trades a day at the most, and that's it. I've been wrapping up some trim work in the pantry, and that's about it, man. Did some heavy bench press this weekend, squats, good stuff. $24,684. If you are tier 2, I did post the Zoom call on the new website. All right, on the 30-minute chart, we have a big old doji. Big old doji. I bought myself a new firearm. Looking forward to that coming in. I got a Glock 17 LE. It was a crazy good deal. I already have a couple of Glocks anyway, but I can't pass up. It was a great deal. It was like $400. Gen 5. And yeah, I've got a 17L, but I just got a basic Glock 17, and I'm just gonna do some mods to it. Work with it with the kids. '17's my chair. Yeah, it's good stuff. I love the 17 and the 19 frame. It's good stuff. Thanks to this stream, I finally managed to bring my trades from about 30 per day to under 10, trying to break down to just 3. I love it, Backseat Driver. That's fantastic progress. It's fantastic progress. Keep it on down. You want to take trades like you take a lover. You want to be very selective and keep it at very few. I have a Glock 17 and could keep us updated on your mods. Okay, definitely. Yeah, I bought this gun to completely mod it, so I'm not really one for doing all the crazy mods and stuff, but I was like, hey, I'm going to do it to this one. I'll let you know what I come up with. From where? Honestly, don't remember the website. It was a great deal I saw on the internet, and I just clicked on the link, verified they were legit, and bought it. So I'll let you know. S&P looks a lot more bullish than NASDAQ. It does. You're 100% right. Kentucky Gun Company. That's who they were from. Kentucky Gun Company. I guess my problem has been trading the same way I pick them. All right. Looks like we're absorbing the 50. We do have some put buying, call selling. Pretty, not that great a price action. Might be a good couple of days to kind of focus on gold and silver. They might present some good opportunities. Trump is set to hold a news conference at 11:45 Eastern Time, 10:45 Central, 8:45 Pacific Time. Big green candle off the 50. No trades for me yet. If I sound a little muted, it's because I am. I'm not doing much here. Very large volume candle right there on a green. Back up off the 50. I'm partial to Springfield. Yeah, Springfield's not bad. I've never partaken in too many Springfields, but Springfield's good. Man, massive green candle. Look at that. Do you use the blue label? Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do. Anybody who is military or law enforcement, you could use this website to pick up some awesome pricing, by the way. All right, new high of the day on the massive green. So that was a 80-point green candle. The puts and calls. Let me hit refresh on that because that seems like it's not moving. Yeah, it's not moving. All right. Well, I guess that's not going to work. What's the next targets for NASDAQ? Right now, there's nothing really left except for Friday's highs. Friday's high price of 806. Still going. Do contracts roll today? I believe they roll Wednesday. I believe. I hate it when my brokerage switches contracts. Yeah, so this is the week that it causes a lot of confusion because of that right there. Some brokerages roll, TradingView doesn't roll. I think Wednesday they roll. I'm not going to roll until TradingView does, simply because I do all my analytics on there. It makes it easier. Get your SIG 365X macro. I like that, actually. I've never been a big fan of SIG, although I do like the macro, the 365. It's just so pricey. For a compact carry weapon, it's so pricey. But it is a good weapon. What's up, Tofu? Good morning. All right, I'm having some technical difficulties here with my... Y'all bear with me. My Streamlabs is acting all up. Man, there's a big red now. What's going on? Is there something going on that I don't know about that's not on the schedule? What's going on here? Sold the Glock and getting a second one. Nice. Anyone still in the competition? What are y'all doing with the competition? Who's going to claim the prize? Who is going to claim the prize? Top look back over, 694. About to get competition account funded. Heck yeah, Rollin. TPT, man. I know I talk about it all the time, but last week was a prime example of why I love them so much. I've been slowly regrinding, building my accounts after getting smoked with the silver debacle back in January. I have one good week and then 2 good days to finish that week off. 5-figure payout right there just because of TPT. Don't have to wait 5 days like Top Step. It's just wham bam, give me the money. I have the confidence in TPT like a real brokerage account. It's amazing. It's amazing. Do you hit big on a trade by sizing up? No. I'm just taking normal position sizing. And when I'm using these 150K accounts, I can trade 2 to 3 minis. And as long as I don't stop out immediately, that, if you catch 100 points or so, you're talking a couple of $1,000s, which is amazing. And that's what happened on Friday. It's a fantastic day. But no, I don't go bigger. I don't go beyond that, unless I've got a really large buffer. When I was on Top Step and I made all that money, like 160 grand, I started playing with some large position sizing, which worked out really well for a while. And then, of course, the nun came out with the wooden spoon and smacked my hand. Still in, but I've only made one trade so far. Got to pick up the pace without blowing it. There you go. I think this chop is due to uncertainty over the Strait of Hormuz. Market is probably anticipating an announcement on this Trump's next appearance. Yeah, so like what? An hour and a half, hour 45 is when we have Trump speaking again. Apologies if this is a dumb question. Are you placing trades in the form of options when using 3Cs? So yeah, I trade futures and options. I called the channel Options Millionaire. I think it sounded catchier than Futures Millionaire. I don't know. It just sounded rolled off the tongue better. Right now, my options trading is pretty much exclusive to long-term swing trading, and then I'm doing the short-term stuff with futures. But I trade them all the same way. Like I still enter using the 3Cs. It doesn't matter what I'm taking. I'm always using the 3Cs. Futures billionaire, it seems. I wish. What do you need to do on the funded accounts to get payouts? What do you mean? You're talking about like what are the rules of TPT? Oh, for the competition. You have to keep the account open for 30 days, and that's 30 days from the day your funded account gets activated, not your eval, your funded account. 30 days on the funded. You have to actively trade, and you have to take 3 payouts in 30 days. So those are the 3 main things. And as long as you're not trying to game the system, that's all you got to do. No, you don't have to trade every day, although, you know, the only thing I just want to see that you're really trading, you're actively trading. You're not putting on one trade and waiting 30 days. But you're actively trading the position. You're keeping the account open for 30 days. You've got 3 payouts, and that's it. That's the second time I've been asked that, though, so I probably need to identify what my expectations are on the number of trades. If somebody submits to claim the prize and they've only got 4 days worth of trading, then I'm not going to give you the money. I'm just not going to do it. So, you know, it's just I want a good faith effort to trade the account and keep it open for 30 days. Don't have to trade every day, but let's just be professionals here. Just keep the account open. Just trade. You know, we're good. $24,691. Oh man, looked into your TPT over the weekend. Seems pretty legit. Can you only trade futures? Yes, you can only trade futures. Yes. IV seems a bit high for an over Tuesday. Well, it's the environment that we're in. The VIX is 25. We're in a very tight market, given the fact that volatility in VIX is very high. Is this not a 3C on the 5-minute? Yeah, it is. Well, this candle has to close. Well, no, it already did close. So yeah, technically it is. It's not the best price action. I made my money on the 3C for gold yesterday on the 3C at top. I'll take the day off and not. I would take it off if you already made your money. Go hit the old dusty trail. I've been seeing these option prop firms lately. Yeah, they're still a little young. I don't know if I would trust them yet. I know Iran war is a central focus right now, but also consider the timing. Powell get replaced in May. I think Trump is spending political capital now. Counting on it. Yeah, I think so. But, you know, that kind of brings me to a point. Someone last night, who's not really active in the chat, but for some reason was active last night, was saying that the channel is too reliant on news to trade, which I disagree with. But, you know, it is a good point to understand that the market is going to do what it's going to do. News postings has effects on volatility, and it has effect on short-term price action. So obviously, you know, the day's charts are gonna react to news posting, but the overall macro trend is already positioned for news. So the news is just kind of a shiny thing for the squirrels to chase after, and then once that settles, the macro move is going to do its thing. So all that to say, not to belabor the point, but don't go chasing news headlines, and don't try to make sense of heads or tails or bullish or bearish of these events. Just play the 3Cs on the long-term setup, and you'll be fine. New funded opening this morning on TPT. This one didn't hit the graveyard day one. Don't do it. I'm telling you, man. Go listen to the podcast I released yesterday on Spotify. Size down, baby. Trading is so much more enjoyable when you size down. Top wick here on 740. This is pretty disgusting price action. Haven't taken a single trade yet. No, nothing, Side Gig Guru. Your NASDAQ is showing 24910. That means your contracts rolled to the June contracts. I'm still on the hotels. You're probably on the Movembers. So a funded account would be a good idea for someone who's fairly profitable but has a... Yes. So a prop firm is a fantastic resource for people who know how to trade and have no money to trade with. You can spend $100, get yourself an evaluation, grind that baby up, get past, and pull out some money. I've been telling you I'm on the one. Heck yeah, I love it, Sean. Keep it up, buddy. It's fantastic stuff, man. I did this on my last fund a couple weeks ago. Great way to be disappointed in yourself. Yep. I know Iran war essential focus right now. I already said that. There we go. Currently sitting on your hands. Nice noob dude. Another green candle. So right now what we're seeing is very large green engulfing candles with a little bit of grind down. So the bulls are currently hitting this thing more aggressively than the sellers. At the moment, we have put buying, call selling. So the options flow is actually quite bearish. What's the ES doing? Interesting. The options flow is very bearish. This is a bit of a divergence. What seems to be your boggle? Interesting. What people don't realize is that the people who actually learn from you don't need to ask you for every entry. I've been here since March of 2023. I became profitable because of Options Millionaire last year. Thanks, Space Cadet. I love it, buddy. That is the biggest compliment I can get, is the fact that you've learned enough to become profitable on your own. So I appreciate that. New high of the day for NASDAQ and the S&P. Blast off. Massive moves. Yeah, CL's getting dumped, so oil is having a little bit of a retracement here. It seems to not like being over 100. It's obvious that the powers that be don't want oil to be over 100. Every time oil has spiked over 100 the past 2 weeks, it has been aggressively hammered back down. So there is some obvious manipulation above 100. I have a personal account, but very, very, very rarely go above 5 micros. Props will allow me to trade minis and expose. Nice. Still going, 725. Oh, man. 1 second. As we speak, I am opening up 5 new evals on TPT, so bear with me for a second. And I'm going to begin to pass these babies. I'm getting pretty frustrated with this range, so I probably need to be trading micros. 100%, dude. Did you remove Hero from YouTube? I'm having some issues with it. It wasn't working very well, and I can't, it won't even let me hit the refresh button, so I'm having to restart. So, whoa, what is going on? What the crap is going on, y'all? Es no bueno. Jeez Louise. Trump is talking? I thought it wasn't for another hour and a half. Do you pass one at a time, or do you copy trade all 5? I don't copy trade anymore. I used to just copy trade them. But now I just work on them one at a time. I'm not in any rush with them, so it's no big deal. Not to mention, it's a lot better when you're trading props. If you got like 5 accounts for this example, that you know, when you blow up one account, you're not blowing up all 5. So 24,706. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. That's fine. Here, I'll while he's doing that, I'll show it for a second on here. I've got it up and running. It's my Streamlabs that's acting up. So here's what I've got on the hero. We've got aggressive call selling and put buying. Like the options are bearish. The options are not bullish here, so it's very odd to see the price action be so bullish. And I would probably expect them to come off here based on this. When passing an eval, do you only trade 3Cs? With anything with real size, yes. Occasionally, I'll front run positions based on a feeling or a level, but every time I do that, position size goes way down. I mean, you know, anytime I trade outside the 3Cs, which I'm not saying don't do it, there are times to do that, size down. And that should go with any system. If you're trading outside the parameters of your system, you have to turn down the risk. Otherwise, you're gambling. It's like pulling up to the roulette wheel and putting your entire home's equity on red. No, you're 100% right, J-Dog. You're 100% right. I've been working on a 50K for 2 months. I'm up about $1,000. Can't seem to hold a winner. Well, med student here, so I can only work minimal hours, hoping to stay disciplined as I progress to prevent trading my blow-up account. Nice, med student. Very cool. Well, congratulations on your future, and good luck. Hope everything goes well. Hopefully in 15 years you're back on the stream saying I make like 500 grand a year as a heart surgeon. Yeah, buddy. Speaking of which, my I've got a friend group of about 4 people. We're all back, you know, friends from back in high school. And one of their dads just passed away, you know, in the past couple of weeks. So now, after the funeral, after his grieving period, now he's, you know, helping clean out his dad's stuff, doing all that stuff. And he found, he sent a picture last night. He found, and his dad was a surgeon. You know, he was very high up. He was in the medical field, very well off, very straight arrow dude, like straight on the nose, straight arrow dude, very good dude. Well, he found a stash of lottery tickets and weed. Completely outside of this dude's character. So everyone's got their little vices, I guess. Yeah, he's human. Exactly. All right. A little bit of a top wick here. 706, 704, 705. Man, there's aggressive put buying, people. Aggressive put buying. My gut feeling says we're going to refresh this whole range back down to the lows. I'm talking $1 billion of puts and $200 million of calls sold. Every doctor I know smokes weed. Interesting. Very odd. With 3 high volume spikes, let's go to the 5. I mean, the price action is hanging out at 700 or so, so muy interesante. 708. It makes me want to create some crazy, like, fake box with a bunch of weird stuff in it just to mess with my kids. When it comes time for me to kick the old bucket. A little bit of red coming off. A little bit of red. We have a lot of puts. We got a lot of puts. Market can't go any lower, though. Still chilling at 700. Stack of Zimbabwe dollars. Yeah. Fake box quotes. Yeah. So right now we're just still kind of chilling. The puts are very. I mean, talking. Look at the options, dude. Like it's incredibly bearish. Look at this. And bottom wick. Markets don't want to go anywhere, despite the fact that options are getting pounded. We're just stuck at 720. Huge green candle all the way back up. Wow. Interesting. Muy interesante. This is very weird. This is very weird. It's like they're going to grind this thing down to a nub and then they're going to dump it. Is this explainable? It's weird. Just be patient is all I'm saying. Just be patient. Yeah, so that's the thing I'm worried about right there, is that if they're going to smash the VIX, which they are doing, that's when we're going to have that melt up random rally. My whole theme this week is focused on the VIX. Is that the bears have had their opportunity to dump this, and although we've had some nice downside, we haven't had a lot of huge momentum. Everything has been bottom wicked or held or rebounded overnight, and we're just kind of chilling at the lows. So the sellers are on the clock here. And the more we absorb the Iranian news without a lot of catalysts, the more likely the VIX is going to get wrecked, and then the S&P is going to rocket ship into oblivion. It's just weird that we're seeing so much put buying right now. Do you have any videos on trading futures or getting funded with TPT? I do have a prop firm video that's coming out in a few days. It's kind of an overview of how I go about my approach with prop firms, not TPT specifically, but prop firms in general. I'm having dinner with a high school buddy Thursday. I haven't seen him in a year. Crazy how kids can affect that. Yeah, it's crazy. 100%. Life gets in the way, man. Life gets in the way. Of course, it's also Monday, and Monday the buyers control Mondays. It's just it's the buyer's day. Very rarely do we get a red Monday. When do you plan to change the contract? Wednesday. So far, NASDAQ is just piling. It's 50 points off of that candle. It's awful stuff. Coming up to a trend line on the NASDAQ, which means fourth touch on trend line, we're probably going to breach to the high side. Oh, man. Still going. We've been in a small grind up all day long. Alternating licks between red and green. This time we'll probably break, despite the fact that options are declining. Let's look around the market. Everything is bright, bright green except for energy. All of tech is insanely green. There's a new high right there. So now that this is the fourth attempt at a trend line, most likely we'll take that out and head on up to 804, which is yesterday's high, Friday's high. There we go. I'm just waiting my turn, people. Just waiting my turn. There we go, 760. Blastaroni with cheese. Blasteroni with cheese. Let's go to the 1. I mean, look, every single time we go high, we have a volume spike. Every single time we go high, we have a volume spike. It's just the buyers are slowly eating this thing up. And eventually, we're going to absorb and blast off unless the sellers can really hit this thing back down. It's just going. Let's keep this thing moving. Heck yeah. Thanks for the cheese. There you go. There you go. The buyers are in complete control. This is just a typical Monday. Typical Monday. We got our honeymoon booked over the weekend. Heck yeah, man. Where are you going on your honeymoon? Alaska? I do offer a resort experience at the OM farm if you would like to come honeymoon over here. So I teach how to clean and harvest deer and other wild game. We'll have couples, like a couples marriage counseling type of thing of how to start a fire, how to cook a steak over an open flame. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'll make you breakfast. Large red candle. Shrewd Farms. Pretty much, yeah. I'll show you his beet garden. That's right. When to acquire, yeah. If you want to save couples, you should do a boat launching experience. That's difficult, yeah. So I'll have to add that to the itinerary. Go down to the pond and be like, all right, we're going to learn how to back in the boat with your wife driving the boat. Here's a tidbit. If you are young, I'm gonna give you some dad advice. If you ever want to back up a trailer and you've never done it before, take your hand, put it on the bottom of the steering wheel, like at the 6 o'clock position, and then whichever way you want the trailer to go, you turn the wheel that direction. So if you want the trailer to go right, you turn the wheel right. That's it. Boom. There's how to back up a trailer. Perfect. Everyone struggles with it, but just put your hand on the bottom of the steering wheel, problem corrected. It's not that difficult. Anyway, aggressive put buying here, 1.3 billion. You could teach people how to make your breakfast. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. My right or your right. Thinking Vic should bow here soon. Just fully. Nice. Okay. All right. So NASDAQ does not want to go below this 700 mark. It's been this upward channel here. We have a tremendous amount of bearish options flow on the short term. Let's go to the long term and let's see what happens. The long term is not nearly as bearish, but it's starting to head that direction. It's starting to head toward the bearish direction. It's not just the zeros here. Oh, man. Yeah, that's right. Man school. I don't know. Just people should learn this stuff, you know? You never know when you're going to have to rent a U-Haul trailer or something from Lowe's and you have to back it up. It's something you should know. Wonder if they want to sweep Friday's highs. Yeah, it looks like they kind of want, that's the direction they're heading. There's certainly no sustained sell. We keep getting these one big high volume sweeps, and that's it. There's no follow through. I primarily trade options currently, looking to move. Well, I wouldn't say move. I would just diversify, Dolly. You know, trade your, that's the beautiful thing about props is that you can, the downside exposure, unless, as long as you're not doing the jabroni move of just resetting thousands of times a month. Just diversify, trade your options, and then in other environments, trade the prop firms, make a little bit of money with minimal downside risk. The worst you can do is lose a couple $100 on eval fees, and the best you could do is a couple $1,000s. I mean, look what happened last week. I took out 5 figures off of an account that I spent $100 on. I mean, what kind of R&R is that? It's crazy. 1.3 billion puts purchased, 313 calls sold. And we're still defending the 700 mark. Very weird price action. I don't like it. I haven't taken a single trade today. I don't like it. I don't like it. Very weird. VIX is getting absolutely crushed, which is causing this thing to drift. Very difficult to short the market with the VIX getting crushed like this. Gold apparently is doing something. Let's go take a look. Yeah, gold's putting out a little 3C. It's not high enough to get me really stomping the ground here. And it's right smack dab in the middle of the range. But more likely that's a 3C short off that high volume spike at 10.08. NASDAQ, another 20-point bounced. How is VIX crushed when the puts are being bought? Because the VIX is derivative of a long expiration. 25 or 28 to 32 days out is the VIX calculation. Whereas 0 DTEs are obviously just 0. So we do have a little bit of a cross current here between the puts of the long-dated position being closed out, and the 0 DTEs are being purchased now. Kind of what Disciple said, that VIX should bounce here soon. We're finally starting to see the long-dated puts be purchased. So he may be right there, that the VIX is going to start to bounce here, and they're going to stop killing the VIX. And we'll have our retracement back down into the 600 mark. But you have to be very patient. Of course, as long as your position size appropriately, you should be just fine. Just fine. Another big bottom wick. Another big bottom wick. We're going on a cruise. Never been on one, but my aunt decided to gift us as a wedding present, so I don't have to pay for the flight down to the port. We're going to the Cayman Islands, Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and then to the Bahamas. Ocho Rios is actually where my parents went on their honeymoon, although they're getting divorced 3 years later. Not sure that's a good or bad thing. There you go. Hey, here's your opportunity to hit the redo button, though. I saw an article about how tremendously low holding volume is on ES. It doesn't take many contracts to move the ES as before. Could that explain the price action going up despite? Well, that explains the erratic behavior of the charts the past 6 months, is that the volume to buy this thing up is greatly vanished. Another big bottom wick right there. There we go. Massive red candle. I mean, obviously, this is nothing. There's going to be a news conference later this morning. Another big red candle. This is gnarly. Usually you show the options flow. Yeah, I'm trying. It's just I'm having some technical difficulties. Just bear with me. I think I can't show it without restarting the YouTube stream, because the Streamlabs is all jacked up. I'd have to shut it down and restart it. I don't want to do that. But Devious Phil has got a link for us, because he's the man. All right, large red candle all the way back down. I have not taken a single trade yet. 1.5 billion in options flow. Well, this is disgusting. Another big green move. One of these times it's going to blast off. They're going to absorb and they're going to blast into the day's highs of 800. So just be ready. We vote for OM to open up a Microsoft Paint sketch and draw the hero indicator. That would be terrible because I am not a good artist. The R&R just ain't there right now. Well, until we get a good direction here. What they're going to do here is they're going to try to get everybody starting to short, and then they're going to put on a 200 or 300 point green candle. So, like, I've been there, done it. I'm not touching nothing until I see something that is very accurate. It's just no bueno here. I don't like it. These type of moves are not condoning for the 3Cs. Not yet, at least. If you go to the 15-minute, what do we have? 15-minute, we have a large green engulfing. We have another aggressive bottom wick and a small green forming. So the 15-minute looks bullish. We have no volume spikes, despite the fact that the options are turning more and more bearish. The 5-minute, we have a couple of top wicks, so the 5-minute looks a little bit more bearish. We have top wick, and then another top wick starting to form at 750. But there's just nothing here. There's no carry through. So, I mean, to me, there's better conditions to trade. Go trade gold and wait for a gold setup, you know? Over-vixed, under-vixed. There you go. Show us on Paint what the market maker's plan is. Yeah. All right, so they top-wicked it down to about 730, and then they're still buying it back up. So there's just no selling here whatsoever. Zero. No selling. There's no selling flow. They're going to do it eventually. I mean, eventually you can't. I mean, the puts are telling us something here, but right now there's nothing to do it. Very difficult market to short right now. Incredibly difficult. 67.30 is about the high of the day here. This is typical Monday. This is why I hate trading the first 30 minutes of Monday, because it does this crap. ES seems to be stuck between weekly POCs. Yes, ma'am, that's correct. That's correct. Right here in this upper area. This candle here, I'm watching it literally expand and contract. It's going up to 760, back down to 730. It's just back and forth. Blip, blip, blip. I'm sure you'll see it on the 1 minute. Yeah, here's the 1 minute. Just up and down, up and down, up and down. Right here at 745. No bueno. Let's look at the larger time frames and ask yourself if you should be buying puts. Well, it depends which time frame. VIX is still rolling. Here's another roll. Look at the puts, man. Almost 2 billion in puts. I mean, they are smoking the option chain. Very weird behavior. Very weird behavior. Look at that. Very weird behavior. I would just be a little careful today. Wait for the VIX to bounce. Maybe they're waiting on Trump to start yapping. Haven't I made any plays today? I haven't taken a single trade today. I traded last night, like it's settlement, but not this. I haven't traded during today's session. I took a gold bounce yesterday. Anyone know what Trump speaks on today? It's just a presser probably about Iran and other stuff. Apparently he's going to be making a trip over to China in a couple of weeks. Treachery is afoot. And I run. I'm out the gold short. Don't trust these wicks. Someone knows something. Boots on the ground? Yeah. Low-key war in the Middle East market. There you go. Hey, another green candle. Stuck. I saw that. He said that the the new president of Iran may be gay. I don't know what that means, but all right, another green candle back up. We are stuck. No selling whatsoever. No selling whatsoever. I don't know about y'all, but I enjoy not being in the trade when conditions suck. I get a better euphoria after doing nothing when conditions suck than doing something and getting prolapsed. It's good stuff. Hey, more red candles. What if Trump and hold on, just some other stuff here. They swapped Venezuela, Cuba, and Iran for Taiwan like trading cards. Yeah, probably. I would not be surprised to see stuff like that. Gold's still going. I'm addicted to nat trading. There you go. 2 billion in puts purchased. 2 billion in puts purchased. Yeah, no, we can't. I can't bring up the options chart right now. Hey, another bottom wick. This is awful. This is awful. This is like playing Pictionary with the in-laws. Coming off. Hey, my YouTube just notified me that the video I posted yesterday is my best performing video in the first 24 hours I've ever posted. Appreciate y'all watching. Good stuff. Video analytics. Nice. It's weird that I'm a YouTuber. I don't even know how any of this stuff works. Thanks, Dan. All right, we have a little bit of red. 2.2 billion in puts. They are going to break something. They are going to break something. Look at this. Look at this. Coming off 2.3 billion puts. You can't hold this up forever. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Eventually, it's going to act like a pig. Coming off. Coming off. Extraordinary. Look at this. Now we're cooking with fuel, baby. Let me hear you say, That's a little red candle for you. Look at that. Finally break a little bit lower here. Still quite a muted move. We're only talking 40 points below the lows. But hey, look at the puts. Extraordinary put activity. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. You ever thought about the word extraordinary is just extra and ordinary combined? 2.4 billion in puts. Right here. Look at that. That's the idea. Yeah. You know, one time I was in 10th grade and my English teacher got really pissed and he shut the class down and took half of a class to teach 10th graders how to spell the word February. Because 10th graders didn't know how to spell February. I still remember that day. They kept leaving out the R. February. It was just February. Did its job, though. Kids now can't even read. Yeah, February. Yeah. All right. So we had a nice little rollover here. Finally broke off of the highs. We have a tremendous amount of put buying, call selling. The VIX seems to be back on the path. Good job there, Disciple, pointing that out. Good stuff. Homeschool the way it is, baby. Yeah. Teach them the real history. The real history. I saw the video. Great stuff. Thanks, Maddie. Appreciate you. Coming off. Nice little top wick here. Let's go take a look at the S&P. It's doing the same thing all the way back over. What you think? What you think? Beautiful, beautiful top wicks on the NASDAQ. Beautiful top wicks on the NASDAQ. 2.4 billion in puts. This is the overnight high level. They're kind of retesting. If they give this out, I would probably look for a low of the day touch. This will be it'll probably be a quick trip down if they give this out. Top wicks. There it goes. There we go. Still coming off. Nicely done. 2.6 billion in puts, 940 million in calls. The options are still coming off all the way down. Nice little extended move here. You can't shake and bake when the options get that skewed. It's all right to have a little bit of puts and still the market goes up, but this is a tremendously skewed options chain. And there's only so much they can do before down we go. Down we go. Still going off here, baby. Still coming off. Still coming off. Rocking and a rolling. Rocking and a rolling. There we go. Still dropping. Red candles. Nice little extension through 2.5 billion. Now, we have some volume spikes. Let's go to the 5. We do have a very high volume spike at the 1030 candle. Be aware. Great stuff. What's up, Trading Central? How you doing? Let's trade SPY. Isn't Trump do? Yeah, so Trump is set to speak here in an hour, I believe. In an hour. Gold needs more juice to go higher. I'll be watching for you, jabronis. Yeah. Let's go to the 5. 5, we have a high volume green bottom wick here, so you have to be careful for short positions right now. This is also the prior bounce that occurred at 943, so we're retesting that level right here. Anybody still play Fortnite? Is that still a thing? My kids don't even play it anymore. Still huge. Skill gap is too high for most of us normies. Isn't it ARC Raiders now? I don't know what that is. Tarkov. What's everybody doing on YouTube? What you doing? Anybody holding positions? What you got? Some new person shooter kind of game or something. You like that game? It's SWAT realistic. I'll take a look. I kind of got burned out on the Call of Duty stuff. Like I never played like the later Call of Duties. I never played whatever the Call of Duty Fortnite type of game was. I forget what Battle Royale, whatever it's called. Because it's over. Like that's it. That's it. When I was a kid, we had all these different games. Now it's just the only thing people play is Call of Duty. That's it. Like I got burned out on it. All right, so we're still absorbing this area. As long as we don't have a 3C bounce, which we don't, you shouldn't be longing. So everything is still getting sold. We still have a tremendous amount of puts and calls being turned towards bearish. And if we close under this position, your next target can be, realistically, 24,623, which is low of the day. Coming off. There we go, 663 still dropping. Dropping back over. Booyah! Look at the action. Look at the action. 643 still dropping, looking for the low of the day of 620. 2.5 billion in puts, 1 billion in calls sold, all the way down, baby. I missed the good days when effort campaigns were given the most. Yeah, I don't like online play. I like campaigns. Don't need updates. Just give me the disc, put it in, play. That's it. That's all you got. That's all you need. Unless it's a LAN party. Trying to make a play on oil. Beautiful. One lonely put on SPY. Nicely done. Still coming off. Let's go take a look at the S&P. Dropping over. We have the low of the day right here. So we have a new low of the day on the S&P just got taken out. Next target is going to be the first pivot at 6693. And then 6653. Still coming off. Nothing beats the old school 90s games. Heck yeah, you're right. Heck yeah. This is weirdly, there's a lot of movement here, but it's just slow. So it's not the crazy volatility one would expect with a VIX this high. But it's nice. This is definitely extending finally. The price action broke with the puts. Spot Gamma earned its keep today, kind of giving us a warning sign of things to come. The VIX, once again, which was the primary advice I gave to my Tier 2 peeps this week, was stay focused on the VIX. The VIX is the key this week with such an elevated position. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 campaign was fun. Nice. Another top wick here. There's still no 3C longs, so the bias is still down for now. NASDAQ relative volume to Friday is pretty darn low. Yeah, things have been a lot slower than the prior session, but still nicely moving. There's another top wick on ES and NASDAQ. Of course, ES has already put low in. NASDAQ has got 623, which will probably have a defense. But it's coming down. It's coming down. No changes to thesis so far. Beautiful day for small position size. Beautiful day for small position sizing. No, not a lot of stress. And a good little follow through here. Another top wick. All just waiting for low of the day. That's it. It's coming. Just got to be patient. It's coming. Another little top tick over, you'll get yourself another 25 points. 25. Almost time. Almost time. Almost time. It's coming. Just be patient. Just be patient. Sorry I don't have music blasting with sunglasses and leopard print shirts on my streams. Things get a little boring here, but sometimes making money is boring. Just gotta wait your turn. Are we trading June contracts? Not yet. Wednesday. So once you have a TPT funded account, there is still a goal you have to reach before you can take a payout. Do you still have daily limits on how much you can make in a day? Like on a 25K account during evals with target was 1,500, but you couldn't make them 50% as at the same once it's funded. No, there's no consistency rules on the funded accounts. However, they do have a buffer. I don't know what it is on the 25K account. On the 150 accounts, you have to make 4,500 bucks before you can take $1 out. But once you do, there's no limit. You could take out as much as you want. Another top tick here. What's your thoughts on TLT? Buy it. Buy it and hold. Don't trade it, buy it. And hold it for 2 years at least. Still got a little green. There's no 3C yet. I'm just watching. Ever so slowly. Let's take a look at this. What's going on with this? Let's take a look. They closed out a few puts there. VIX is still coming off and back and forth. ES is still top ticking. NASDAQ is still top ticking. We can't close a 3C long yet, so you have to remain short biased. I pulled my hamstring. Any advice on rehab? Yes. Number one piece of advice, don't do nothing. Kind of like trading. Don't do nothing. There we go. So you want to do active recovery whenever you pull a muscle like that. Obviously, you don't want to go heavy training, but do active recovery. Go for walks, light jogs, stretching, slow movements. Keep things flossed. NASDAQ's coming off 24,636. Heat therapy's great. Alternate heat and ice. Exactly. Got to get those white blood cells there. So NASDAQ is just making its way to low of the day, which is about 620. Very boring, but it's making its way down. Making its way downtown, something, something, something. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Low of the day. I don't like when it edges the low of the day, but not touch it. Yeah, that sounds oddly perverted. Nice day, J-Dog. Another top wick here. We're still looking for 620. And I need you. I love it. What chart do I have up? I currently have the NASDAQ chart up right here. Question about the top we had, that high volume 5-minute candle and kept wicking. Did you catch any entry in it? I did. I did. We have 2.4 billion in puts. We have 1.3 billion in calls. They're still selling calls and buying puts, and we're looking for low of the day. I don't know what they're going to do with the low of the day here. They could bounce it. They could defend it. I don't know. I think we'll get this low of the day touch. After that, just lock in profits. Oh, there you go. Bada boom, bada bing. How's your mother? Lock in profits, roll it down, and be safe. From here, I don't know. We'll see. There's a massive sweeping bottom wick to defend low of the day, which they typically do. And that's it. From here, I don't know what's going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. Trading is not supposed to be crazy. It's just nice and easy. Small position sizing. Today wasn't the craziest day for big stuff. Just nice and easy. Low risk, low stress. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Target hit. Target acquired. Let's see what they do from here. Big old bottom wick off the low of the day. There you go, as expected. As expected. What's up, Frumple? Welcome, buddy. Backup possible, be careful. That is a possibility, yes. That is definitely a possibility. Gold repeating what it did last night on 3Cs, RTY big green. Wish I took those gold puts. Yeah. Gold, fantastic move, definitely. Had to listen to that song for 4 years straight at the restaurant I worked at in college. I never changed the music. That reminds me of that scene from 40-Year-Old Virgin. They're playing Michael McDonald every day. Big bottom with gold, nice. Where am I seeing the call put buying? I am looking at it on Hero. I can't, technical difficulties, I can't bring it up on stream today, but I'm watching the Hero indicator on Spot Gamma. I took profit, I'm done for the day. Not a fan of Mondays. Somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Love it. I'm with you, man. You know, that's what I'm saying. Low position sizing, just no, like low risk. We're not trying to crank a home run here. Targeted low of the day after the price finally broke. I kind of, we saw things the way they were coming along with the options, and it played out. That's it. I personally don't, Mondays aren't the best. In fact, my normal stat is I typically trade the worst on Fridays, but lately it's been Mondays. So I don't mind just kind of taking it easy. Conditions change, homie. I did a crazy workout yesterday, and I woke up today just like ravenously hungry. Thinking about what I want for lunch. Hero indicator is pretty solid. It's fantastic. Hero indicator is fantastic. It gives you a good handle on what the price action is doing based on the options. My rule is always just one play on Monday after the first 15, then I prefer to set some levels for late in the week. This week I'll be mostly hands off until Thursday, Friday. Nice. That's a great rule, Juicebox. I like it. I like it. Yeah, now we're starting to see some closing out of puts and a wee little trickle back into calls. Wee. Big bottom on gold had 10, 667 puts, 78. Nice, Steve. Well done, buddy. That's a nice little gain. Nearly 100%. Was it about 80%? Gonna blast through low of the day and put on 3C long. I like it. You did. It's fantastic, McAbaguli. Well done, buddy. Well done. Well done. Awesome stuff. You are the man. If things don't work out with you and your fiance, give me a call. I'm just kidding. What am I, the new leader of Iran? Apparently. Crazy stuff. Can't imagine a single scenario where Trump doesn't say something today to get the markets up. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm on fire today. It's Monday, baby. I'm well rested. Tempted to take a GC long if confirmed at 5,007. Let's go take a look at gold. I think the market's run out of BTDers and tweet buyers. You are 100% right. You are 100% right. Gold, beautiful bottom wick. If we can close 5004.8, that is going to be my 3C long. Right there. Can we get it? It's high volume. London Metal Exchange halted. Treachery is afoot. I like it. I might be done with NASDAQ for the day and kind of go play some gold. How about y'all? What y'all think? What you think? If you did sign up for the new website, I will be working on accesses this afternoon, so don't fret. I'll get you hooked up and ready to go. You should already have access, but I'm talking about in terms of your prior memberships at the old website. Let's not your hearts be troubled. Stopped out 15%. Nice, Dan. You have made money. You've earned your freedom today, baby. Now go hit some tricep dips. Gold is still not giving us a 3C confirmation. Don't go front running gold. Gold will punish you. Been 9 months. TRT's flowing. I feel amazing. Nice. Arm day again. Heck yeah, baby. Another top wick. If you're on YouTube, head over, check out the newest video we posted yesterday. It's continuing the 3C series. If you want something to watch while you eat some lunch, there you go. When I told my wife I got some, she was not happy. Nice, Dan. I'm excited to get on some. NASDAQ, we're testing the third C. It is, yeah. It's kind of just sitting above here. We do have that 3C entry, but it's not. There's not a lot of momentum to it. Like I said, I think I'm going to be done for NASDAQ today and just switch over and try to get something on gold going if I'm going to take another trade. What is that indicator? I assume you mean what you see on NASDAQ. So what you're seeing here is the Fibonacci, which is this, which is no longer relevant. The other lines is my morning range. So I have an indicator that plots the morning high and low, which is now set. It's the first hour of the day. It plots the high, it plots the low. It also gives you other levels, like the overnight high, etc., which I like to play, all these levels. It's good stuff. Does all my easy work for me. There was some rumors going around this weekend that China was surrounding Taiwan, which obviously, markets don't care about that yet unless there's something actionable about that. I mean, China's been playing with Taiwan for years, so it's nothing new. Until they make an active move against Taiwan, it's going to be a non-mover for the markets. What's the name of the indicator? Good question. Let's take a look. Let's go here. It is... Oh, where is it at? There it is. This one here. It's making butterflies in my family's stomachs. Some of my best friends are Taiwanese, and the whole thing is going to end real weird. That's no good, man. That's no good. Like, are they in Taiwan? Like they live in Taiwan, or they're just from there? They're both. I can imagine, man. I mean, I know geographically they're kind of protected by a north-south oriented mountain range, but it's still, you've got this gigantic country beside you that wants to take you at any point. So it'd be no bueno. Yeah, just 100 miles away. Hey, Owen, been thinking about flying for the Air Force, but I still want to be able to trade and go to school. What would you recommend? Well, if you are going to go in the Air Force, which I think is an extraordinary decision, you're going to have to put trading on pause for a couple of years while you get through training. But the markets will always be there. Don't ever, if that's what you're going to do, which is an awesome idea, don't put it on hold because you want to trade. I mean, trading is fun. Trading makes a lot of money, but aside from the monetary value of trading, there's not a lot of you don't get much else from trading other than monetary. And if you're good enough, you could get time for you to do other stuff. But if you're young, go fly, and then when you're done flying, you can come and trade again, or do it once you're through training. Options right now are still trending bearish. They did sell off a couple of puts, but they're still selling off all the calls. I'm still of the opinion that an Air Force pilot is the best non-entrepreneurial job in the world. It's fantastic. It's incredibly, incredibly rewarding. Yeah, so the options right now are we have 1.5 billion calls sold, 1.5 billion puts purchased. So right now it's just leaning towards that. But I think everyone kind of might be waiting on Trump speaking, which is in 30 minutes. So be advised. This week and next week is an exciting week. We're going to be starting the official planning of the Options Millionaire Conference in Montana. So keep your schedules apprised. I'm going to be putting out some feelers because I had some feedback on the last conference that we did about what we should do next time. How many days, what you want to see. I was thinking either one or two scenarios. Either this is going to be a 2-day conference where the first day is teaching and the second day is kind of like a meet and greet, have some fun, do whatever. Or we could do one day which is half and half, half teaching, half fun, or whatever. So I'm going to put out some feelers on what you want to get out of the conference, so I can fulfill the desires and needs of the people. At no point will I be removing my shirt, though. Last time got a little crazy. What branch do you recommend? Air Force. Air Force. What about socks? Socks are optional. Yeah, how old are you? And do you have a degree already? Things got a little boring here. Yeah, it's pretty boring. We're just kind of back and forth. I haven't taken another trade. I don't anticipate touching NASDAQ again today. Gold still can't give us a close in 3C, so I don't really have much to really take right now. Any branch of service, most people in the world have no pension. Yeah. I'm 19, no degree, I'm doing mechanical engineering. Yeah, so here's what I would do. If I were to go back and do it, if I had to hit the reset button on my life and go back and do it, and take the same path of a military aviator, I would go to college, get any degree you want, doesn't matter. I would do ROTC, where you come out and you're boom, you're an officer. So you don't have to go to officer school. You're an officer. Straight into the pilot program at what, 23, 22, depending on whenever you graduate. Straight into the pilot program, pilot for at least 4 years, if not an entire career. And then after that, you can do whatever you want. You can go to the airlines, you can go to FedEx, you can go to UPS, and make all the money you want. I mean, if you put in years in the the airlines after that, you're talking a couple hundred G's a year, and you work 2 weeks, you fly 2 weeks, you're off 2 weeks. Not to mention, in the Air Force, you get to travel the world. You get to put together an awesome pension, fly the coolest aircraft, and do the coolest stuff you can ever imagine, all at the expense of the government. Drop some cool bombs. Introduce people to some freedom. Highly recommend. That's right. Were you active duty, or do you think you'd be flying repairs? Were you active duty? Do you think you would be flying Reapers over? I can't answer that question because I know the answer to that because I still have a lot of friends. But I was not. Well, I was active duty, but I wasn't. There's three different types of the Air Force. You've got the big Air Force, which is active duty Air Force. You've got the Air National Guard, and you've got the Air Reserves. I was Air National Guard, but I was activated on 24/7, 365 orders for big active duty. So I was paid as if I was a big active duty Air Force member. So for all intents and purposes, on paper, I was Air Force, but I was technically Air Guard. So I was activated. I was technically deployed 365 for many years. Many years. Which is, in my opinion, the way to go. Could that path lead to being an astronaut? 100% it can. 100%. If that's what you want to do. That's right, LeVar. 100%. Become an officer, go into the Air Force, get your degree, go into the Air Force as an officer. Definitely. You make way more money. Sorry to go back, but I had a phone call and I was looking at this. Did ES have a 3C? So yeah, we did have a technical 3C, which is still holding, by the way, right here at 66.99, maybe 7,000 or 6,700. But it's nothing too crazy. I mean, the price action has gotten pretty stale, so whatever. Right now, I think gold is a good one we're waiting on. If gold can hold this green line, that is your 3C. My brother works for FedEx and runs the customs department. He tells me that the FedEx pilots make bank. They do. They make a ton of money. I would rather be a FedEx or UPS pilot over the airlines. That's the way to go. Somalian papers to fly. Somali Air Force, yeah. My mom was Air Guard for the Air Force. I was active Army and I retired. Nice, LeVar. Very cool. Thank you for your service. And your mom. Very cool. Yeah, it's awesome stuff. There's many different routes you could take with the military. Gold's coming up 5,008. NASDAQ ES. So gold has a confirmed 3C long here. With volume, by the way. So this could be a nice little trade this morning. Will commercial flights ever become fully autonomous? I don't know. I doubt it, at least in the next 50 years. There would have to be some mass. I mean, the aircraft now have the ability to fly by themselves, but it still has to have inputs from an operator, which is the pilot. They still have to push the buttons. I mean, right now you could take the C-17, you could take any of the major airlines, the Airbuses, and you can fly in zero visibility, like completely fogged out. You don't see the runway until the wheels touch the ground. So I mean, it's capable of doing that, but it's just the fact that there has to be responsibility. You can't have a computer, drive 180 people into the ground and kill them all. No bueno. In my opinion, the way it would happen, they'll roll it out on the cargo aircraft first. FedEx and UPS will introduce that type of stuff first before they transition all that, and it'll have to be tested for years and years with reliability before they actually do roll that out with the airlines. And even still, there'll probably be still a pilot have to sit there and monitor. But all right, so we have a 3C long confirmed on gold. I'm not probably going to touch NASDAQ again, at least until power hour, if I even touch it again anyway. So that's the way to go right there. Still testing. Can you explain the 3Cs on gold? Yes, absolutely. So let's take a look at the 5-minute. gold, we have a couple of obvious components, one of which is volume. So we have the highest volume spike of the day that occurred on this candle and on this candle. So we have an obvious demand right here. We know that the gold is put into demand here because we have the volume to support it. We switch over to the 5-minute chart. We have multiple wicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wicks, none of which have a bodied close below 5,000. So all of the bodies are above that level, showing that once again we have demand. The last target will be the 3C, third C, which is the higher high. The technical higher high is right here at 5004.7, which is the 9:50, 10:50 Eastern Time candle. And as long as it holds over that, the buyers are still in control. That's the premise. Do SPX gaps matter as much as people carry on about? Would it be smart to keep an eye on the gap? Yeah, the gaps do matter. The gap fills do have a tendency to fill pretty often. It really depends on the size of the gap and where it's located. Later jobs will be vehicle machine operators. You can just watch it sometimes correct. Yeah. Just had one drive through a crime scene. Won't touch one, let alone fly one. They can't even do autonomous trucking yet. Yeah, though, to counter that, though, in my opinion, autonomous flying would probably be easier than autonomous driving. If that, I know it kind of sounds crazy to think that way, but flying, there's so many systems to avoid other aircraft, TCS systems, all that stuff. So, but on trucks and stuff, I mean, there's freaking idiot drivers everywhere, and trees and roads and all that stuff. All right. GC did a whoopsie. Yeah, it did. What TPD account do you usually choose? You mentioned getting 5 new ones today. 150s. So I go back and forth. It all depends. Today I got the 150s. Just because whenever I go through a period where I'm not hitting on all cylinders, I'll go for a larger account just to kind of give me a little bit more wiggle room. And, from an emotional standpoint, I tend to manage those better. It's just the thought of knowing I've got a bigger buffer. But I don't play as aggressively. Like, I'm not sitting there slinging massive accounts. And I'll just build those up. I mean, they're all the same, honestly. You just have to do relative position sizing. So if you're using one micro on the 25K accounts, then just use 5 micros on the 150s, He's supposed to be speaking in 15 minutes. We'll see if that actually plays out. But right now, things have gotten a little bit tight. We're coming up on the end of the stream at 10:30, 11:30 Eastern. Big red candle coming off. Am I going to stick around for Trump? Nah. I've already got my trade on. I'm just, ooh, gold just got dumped. Wrecked. May need more juice. Sometimes it has an amazing 3C, then it doesn't fulfill it, sweeps down again, sometimes lower. Yeah, the more volume, the better, definitely. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, it still doesn't have a lot of volume, though. Do you always stop trading at 10:30? For the most part, plus or minus. Sometimes I'll stay on longer. I stream every single day, Monday through Friday, but it's only open to the public Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday is closed for the Discord server. Stopped out of your long on gold. Nice, Rob. $3 million of high SPY puts, short dated. Yeah, this stuff is pretty slow. I'm going to get some lunch. Any final questions before we wrap things up? What would have been the failure for the stop loss on gold? Anything under 49.95.8 would definitely be an out. So when you start breaking the structure of that, all that base right there is no bueno if you're already in. Are there any live streams you would recommend for a good example of what I do? I mean, every day we've got a great example of 3C. This morning we had one, the top wick off of NASDAQ with the break right here, multiple top wicks. Last night on gold had an extraordinary 3C with high volume. This is a great one. I mean, every day's got one. Beautiful bounce on Friday. Right there we played with the sell. I mean, every day's got a beautiful 3C. And of course, we've got a couple of videos you can take a look at if you want to learn more. All right, y'all. That is the end of the stream. I'm going to wrap it up for the day. If you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. Or you can shoot me a DM in Discord, and I'll be happy to answer them the best I can. I watched the video like 3 times. Nice. Just want to make sure I have a proper understanding before even paper trading. Yeah, so just look for higher highs, volume. And the thing about volume, and the whole point I made around the first video and then the wick of the second video, is that the more aggressive the setup, the more aggressive the entry. If you have a tremendous amount of volume with a really hard bottom wick, then you know it's going to bounce at least some. And if you have just a weak amount of volume with a weak bottom wick, then it may not bounce as much. So, I mean, it's a freight train. It takes a lot of momentum. You have to think about when you're trading NASDAQ and the S&P, you're talking about a tremendous amount of notional. Tremendous. Billions and billions of dollars. It's not going to turn on a dime. And if it does turn on a dime, you're going to see it represented with an incredibly large bottom wick with volume. So there are times where I'm slinging it and I'm playing aggressively, and there's times where I'm not really doing that so much. Like today, I'm not trading so aggressively today because things are kind of slow, and it's Monday. So that's the key there. We've been making a video on entry and positions. Yeah, so I mean, the wrap-up videos and stuff like that, I'll always be doing videos on how to enter and that kind of stuff. That's the whole name of the game. So, if you have any further questions, please throw them in the Discord. Great book, fantastic. If you're not already part of the Discord, consider joining. It's $25 a month. It's not only a good educational resource, but it's a pretty cool community where we get to have a little bit of fun. So, yeah, I'll see you next time Wednesday for the open stream. If not, I'll see the Discord members tomorrow morning for another fantastic day. Y'all be safe. Trump's talking here in a few minutes. I'm out. See you. Damn it.